Welcome back to Teach Your Littles at Home. Today's episode is all about finding simple hands-on learning opportunities during the Christmas season using items you already have at home. The holiday season is so busy, but it's also the perfect time to engage your little ones in activities that spark learning through play and everyday moments. I've got 10 ideas for you, so let's dive right in. Hey there, Mama. I'm Lauren Brainerd, and this is Teach Your Littles at Home. I'm so excited you have tuned in as I share fun and hands-on activities you can use right away to help you play and learn with your little ones. So let's dive right into today's episode so you can make more memories than you ever dreamed of. I don't know about you, but during the Christmas season, I find myself in the kitchen more than any other time of the year, baking cookies, holiday dishes, whatever it might be. I have found that getting my kids involved in the kitchen when I'm baking is one of the easiest ways to incorporate some learning moments into their day. When you're making Christmas cookies, bring your little one into the kitchen, put them on a stool, and have them help you measure out the ingredients. We use a kitchen scale in our kitchen, so I've even started writing out the numbers that my kids need to match with the flour they're measuring so they can start to recognize those numbers as they portion and measure the ingredients. If you want to try having them measure, I highly recommend measuring into an empty bowl. And this way, when they make a mistake, it's super simple to start over and you don't ruin the entire dish. The second activity is turning your Christmas tree into math practice. And the way that I do this is by thinking of our fully lit and decorated Christmas tree as a learning tool. Have your kids count as high as they can as they count how many ornaments they see on the tree. You can have them count how many red ornaments, how many green ornaments, how many stars they see. You can even have them look for different shapes. So say, find me an ornament in the shape of a square, find me a circle, find me a star. It's just a great way to have them really interact with this tree that you already have in their home that encourages counting. And you can even work on pattern recognition to see if they can find any patterns that are made on the Christmas tree. The third activity I hope you'll work on this Christmas season is working on colors. Go out as a family and look at the Christmas lights in your neighborhood. This is something we do multiple times every year, and it's a great way to see what colors my kids know, what colors they see on each house. You can look for patterns. Do the lights repeat red, green, red, green? Are they all white? It could be an AA pattern where they're all the same color. It could be an AB pattern where it alternates. It could be an ABC pattern where it's 3 different colors that repeat. Lots of different opportunities for looking at colors and patterns in your neighborhood. If you're decorating cookies this year, give your children the opportunity to mix frosting colors. So start with 3 bowls of frosting, 3 separate bowls. And in each one, you're going to want to add red, yellow, and blue, 1 color into each bowl. Then give your kids a spoonful of each color and have them mix it together. They'll make orange, they'll make green, and they'll make purple. And then they can use all 6 of their frosting colors to decorate cookies. My favorite learning moments during any season always take place with my little ones in the everyday moments where we don't even realize we're teaching them because it just happens so naturally. We're already making cookies. We're already going out in the neighborhood and looking at lights. We're already baking. We're already decorating the Christmas tree. And all of these moments have opportunities to teach our kids. And we often do it without even realizing they're learning. The fourth opportunity for learning that I'll be doing with my kids this year, since a couple of them are getting a little bit older, is we will be building ornaments out of Legos. So it's a great challenge for our preschoolers, and we can involve older siblings in this as well. So you're just going to pull out some classic bricks and give your child the challenge of creating a Christmas-themed creation. They can make ornaments, they can make Christmas trees, or maybe they even want to try making a Santa sleigh. It's a great way to build fine motor skills as they're using their imagination, and they will work on problem solving along the way. Number 5 is one of my personal favorites, and it's making time to read Christmas stories together. So Mama, I want to challenge you. Set some time aside every day to read a Christmas story. And as you read, ask your kids questions about the story. This is going to help them build their reading comprehension as you see if they're remembering what you're reading. Ask questions. You can do this before, during, and after the story and have your kids make predictions about what they think is going to happen. I love looking at the cover and having them look at the pictures and the title and seeing if they can figure out what they think the story will be about. You can do a picture walk and look at a few pictures as you read, just to help them kind of determine what they think is going to happen. If you don't have any holiday books at home, I encourage you to check out your local library, or you can even create a book together using crayons, markers, whatever you have on hand. We do a Christmas book advent in our home every December, so make sure to go back and listen to last week's episode, which is episode 17, for all the details on how I put this together. Number 8, we are all wrapping presents this time of year, so get your kids involved in the process. As you're wrapping gifts, save the little scraps that are never big enough to wrap those final presents, give them to your kids and have them work on scissor skills. You can cut them into small strips and they can cut squares out of them, or you can even give them bigger sheets and have them work on cutting out different shapes out of the paper, whatever they're ready for. Depending on the age of your child, you can have them start to learn how to wrap a gift. So what I do is give my kids a taped up empty box and I have them just wrap the gift. My kids are always making paper crafts, so I'll often have them put those into a box. It's really lightweight that way, and they can actually wrap up their own presents to give to family members. As you are wrapping, you can have the kids tear tape and help you seal the boxes. But the best part is, all of these gift wrapping activities lead to great fine motor skills in the future. And it's so much fun for our kids that they don't even realize they're building their fine motor skills and learning as they're doing these activities right alongside you. If you have even more leftover Christmas scraps, then turn it into a sensory bin. Toss all of that wrapping paper. You can even add some printable cards from my Christmas or preschool units, which I've linked in the show notes for you. And your kids will sit for anywhere from a few minutes to an hour playing with the cards, playing with the sensory bins, but it's just so much extra fun having that gift wrap in the box as they're playing with that sensory bin. Now, I know we've already talked a little bit about shapes, but for number 7, we are exploring shapes with cookie cutters. You can do this with Play-Doh or cookie dough. If you want to make your own Play-Doh, I've linked my gingerbread Play-Doh recipe from my blog in the show notes. And then you can use shape cookie cutters, cut them out of the gingerbread Play-Doh, and work on the name of each shape. This is great for fine motor skills as our kids are rolling out the dough, pressing the cookie cutters into it. They can use like a pancake flipper. I have a little Play-Doh spatula we use, and they can scoop it off the table. All of these things lead to great fine motor skills, as in some cases they're working on the strength in their hands, and at other times they're manipulating the small items to build control. If you want to create something long-lasting, rather than using Play-Doh or cookie dough, you can use a salt dough, and I've linked my blog post where I go in detail with photos and a recipe on how to create salt dough ornaments. But basically, you'll make the dough, you'll roll it out like cookie dough, press the cookie cutters into it, and then instead of rolling it back into a ball when you're done, you're going to bake the ornaments on a cookie sheet, and then you can paint them and hang them on your Christmas tree. It's super fun. We've done it lots of times and they make great gifts for family members. And the best part is we have never had one break. Number 8, if your kids are getting wiggly, it's a great time to sing Christmas songs with actions. So songs like Jingle Bells or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer are perfect for practicing rhythm, memorizing the words, and you can even add in simple actions or dance moves that will help your kids use their whole body as they sing, which will help them with their gross motor skills and coordination. Number 9, we are estimating gift sizes. So I don't know about your kids, but my kids love to sit around the Christmas tree after I've wrapped all the gifts and guess what's inside them. So without touching, challenge your kids to guess how much a package weighs. Do they think the small one weighs more than the large one? Do they think the large one weighs more than the small one? And then you could have them wait until Christmas morning when they open their gifts to see if they're correct. Or sometimes I might even pick up a gift, put it on a scale, and weigh each one. I'm just careful not to let my kids touch the gifts. Otherwise, they start shaking and getting really excited when they find the Lego box, and they already know what they're getting on Christmas morning. For number 10, we are creating patterns with candies. So I like to use small candy canes. I'll get the colored ones where they have greens and oranges, reds and yellows. You can use gumdrops or even any other non-food holiday item you have on hand, and you'll have your kids work to create patterns. I usually start with a simple A-B pattern where they're doing red gumdrop, green gumdrop, red gumdrop, green gumdrop. And you can do maybe 10, 20, however many you think will engage your child and hold their attention without getting them frustrated. And then once they've mastered more simple patterns, you can move into more complex patterns like an AAB, where it's red, red, green, and so on. So on today's show, I shared 10 different types of activities that you can use just as a starting point for the Christmas season. The best part is that nothing should require a trip to the store. You can use what you already have and keep your little ones learning and engaged all through the Christmas season. So thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Teach Your Littles at Home. I'd love to hear which activities you try or any other creative ideas you come up with at home. If you snap any photos along the way, I would love for you to share them in our Teach Your Littles at Home Facebook group so that all of us can learn from each other and have fun as we do it. So I hope you have a wonderful Christmas season with your little ones and have a great time making some holiday learning moments along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Teach Your Littles at Home. I hope you are feeling so inspired to create a new activity to do right away with your little ones.
If you like listening to my mommy, will you please leave her a review?
Before you head off to plan the next activity, would you mind leaving me a quick review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you are listening from? This is the only way for me to know if you're finding my tips, activities, and advice helpful, and I get so excited reading each and every review. I hope this episode has left you feeling empowered to try something new with your kids this week. And if so, would you please hit the share button and share this episode with another one of your mama friends who also wants to create activities with her little ones. I can't wait to share even more fun activities with you on our next episode. Have a wonderful rest of your day playing and making memories with your little ones.